Yeah, what's good, man? It's the Kid Playboy, aka Play B. This hit make me feel some type of way. This the show that made you feel some type of way. Catch us every week, same time and place. No time to waste, no time to play. We just conversate and made you feel some type of way. This the show that made you feel some type of way. Catch us every week, same time and place. No time to waste, no time to play. We just conversate and made you feel some type of way. We shutting down airways, boy, we taking over. Shout out pretty ladies, Casey and Lola. Casey and Lola. Hey, yo, we shutting down airways, boy, we taking over. Shout out Lola on the beat and Casanova. Nova, I bet I made you feel some type of way.
Yo, we are live today on a Thursday. I would call it a beautiful Thursday, but over the course of the week, we cannot even come close to say this is a beautiful Thursday here. But this is that show, and we are live right now, coming to you, brought to you by iVetX Studios and TTY Career College and Bets on Media. You know, we got a good show today. What's going on in the news right now? Everyone obviously, unless you've been under a rock or living in San Luis, you probably don't realize that.
Wow.
You know that today over the weekend we had yet another innocent, unarmed black male gunned down. Okay, and then another one in L.A. By the name of Ezel. I'm not sure the last name, but I'm gonna get that name for you. Ezel, and then like 2 weeks before that, we had the New York City man getting chokehold and died. So I mean, we're gonna definitely touch on that today, man. But you know, before I get into anything else, Dolo, man, what's going on with you?
I'm doing all right, man. I kind of have my kind of grumpy a little bit. Just because on the way here, kind of had a tire blowout on me. It's all right. I changed it, but I was like, I looked up and I was right by a tire shop, so it worked out. But then I feel better because I was looking, you know, online, and then I seen Bad Boys 3 is coming out sometime in the future, so that made me kind of excited. So
I hope it's funny though. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times, like, to be honest with you, Bad Boys 2 was actually to me funnier than Bad Boys 1. All right, not a lot of movies can do that. Not a lot of movies can do sequels like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
I seen your eyes just light up right now.
Yeah, Beard just walked in.
Oh my gosh. You know, anyways, and then last week leaving the show, I get pulled over. All right, the lady cut across 2 lanes just to pull me over because my license plate light was out. Let's be serious right now. My license plate. You cut over 2 lanes just to get me on my license plate light.
You forget that you're in Scottsdale, North Scottsdale.
You know, it's like you sat up there and honest to God, pull me over. So then, all right, so they pull me over. So then they pull me over, and all of a sudden, she runs a check on my car. Apparently, I had a suspended license back in 2012. So my car got towed. All right. My car got towed, and yeah, we had to call Dolo to come back around to come rescue our ass and take us back home. I was so heated. Like, I wanted to be so heated, but you know, I guess the medication I was on, it prevented me from being so mad. But anyways, that was a whole debacle over the whole weekend. Finally got my car back, thank God. And you know, like I said, I find it funny that they'll cut across 2 lanes just to come pull me over for a missing license plate.
That's the way it works. Don't matter.
And it's not like, and people was like, well, you know, they have to see your license plate. Bitch, if you're at night, you have your headlights on. I'm pretty sure you can see my license plate without the light.
But it don't matter. It's Scottsdale.
Yeah.
It don't matter what it is. You're getting pulled over. So
you remember our artist we was gonna have on the show.
You could be the cop can be 2 lanes over and see your front windshield.
Right.
With a crack in it. So
exactly.
What's going on with that?
Exactly. How? Don't know.
He's got that vision.
Got that vision. Anyways, Lola, what's going on with you?
Not much. With a severe back pain that won't go away.
That's Coronas for you, though.
Oh, thank you very much.
Mhm.
And with like a little nagging headache that is starting. And to top it off, I really need to get some new glasses because I'm blind.
You
I'm getting
blind?
old, yeah. It's bad.
You know,
It's
you
a bad
You need them
thing.
thick glasses, huh?
Yeah, you know those the Coca-Cola, like the bottom.
Yo, you need
The
those real.
bottle, the bottle,
No,
and then
no,
bottle,
no. You
whatever.
need those real thick glasses. The ones that if you look at a map, you can see people waving at you.
Damn, I'm not that blind. Shit.
I had to go rescue Lola yesterday off of that. She was like, I can't. She was like, well, I'll be fine without my glasses.
No.
Get about 45 minutes later. Nope, can't do it.
No, I was straining my eyesight a little too much, and it doesn't help that our computer system that we use at work has a font size of 9, and it cannot be increased or bold or anything.
Oh,
And I already
wow.
have like a 7. I think I have like not a 17-inch, but like a 24-inch screen, and it's still I'm blind. Like it's just I'm on the computer way too much.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
strains my eye. I know.
But you're here. You're
But
alive.
you're here.
I'm here.
You're
I'm
alive.
alive. I'm thankful. It's it's a good day to be alive today.
Right. Speaking of which, I know who's having a rough week. Well, before we get into any of that, rest in peace to Robin Williams, man. He
Oh,
was one of my
man.
favorite funny man.
Yeah, that one hurt.
That one hurt. And then it's funny. My favorite movie of him was a movie that he wasn't supposed to be funny in, and that was Good Will Hunting.
Yeah.
He actually showed a different side to Robin Williams, to where I'm like, man, this is, I love actors. I love acting. He showed a different side of acting that he doesn't always have to be funny. But Good Will Hunting was that movie for me. And then obviously you got Toys, you got Mrs. Doubtfire, you got was it Jumanji?
Yeah.
Jumanji.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
My
You got
favorite.
Patch Adams.
Patch
My
Adams.
favorite has to be Hook.
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 Like I
Hook.
like still
No,
to this day I can just
I
put that
can't
movie on.
remember
Like,
the
doesn't
movie,
matter.
but it's the one where
Peter Pan.
No, that's Hook.
Oh, okay.
Woo.
I thought you were talking about Hook. My bad.
No. Yeah, I don't remember the name of it, but it's about his wife. Like she dies, and he has to go to like the underworld, and like it's a really deep movie. But I love that movie. He encompassed it so well.
What dreams may come.
Yes, thank you. That is one of my all-time favorite movies of him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Aside from Patch Adams, even though he wears like a clown nose, I really like that movie too.
What?
Right.
Yes, okay.
Do you have a thing with clowns?
I have a phobia of clowns.
Yeah.
We've discussed this.
Someone else I know.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny about that?
Creepy as
It's
shit.
we went to the gun range on Saturday, and there was a target that was a clown, and she was like, no. I'm like, you would want to shoot the clown? No, don't want to see it. No.
Nope. I mean, do you really want me to have a nervous breakdown with a gun in hand?
Nope,
Like,
not at all.
Seriously? You don't know. Mm-mm.
Not at
Not,
all.
Nope.
So, but anyways, let's get into the current events a little bit.
Let's get in the current events.
Well, we all found out that Sierra and Future broke up. Nothing new.
Aww.
I mean, it sucks. It's
They
not like
just had a child.
yeah.
Like,
I
this
mean,
is looking bad.
he has like what 287 kids by 265 baby mamas.
So why is this a shocker? Is it a shocker?
No,
Mm.
it's a shocker who he cheated on with.
Why is it always like a turn? There's always a turn in this story.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's not just laid out flat. There's always like something else under the rug or something.
There's always something else. Everybody always has something to cover. There's always something under the rug. So Media Takeout actually reported on this today, and I was really surprised that they got their facts right for once. But yeah, so Future, the first time he cheated was with Rihanna when they did that collaboration. Yeah, I know. And Sierra actually like got wind of it. He confessed to it and said it was, it only happened once, and so sorry, it's never going to happen again. And she took him back. And then they got engaged. And then she found out that he cheated again with Keisha Cole,
Wow.
which was what caused, one of the main reasons that caused her marriage with, is it Boobie?
Were they married? Oh no, Boobie.
Yeah, with Boobie Gibson to go down the drain.
Weren't they already on
This
the
happened. You
separated?
gotta remember, this happened when the song "Love" with Future with Rihanna came out.
Okay.
Okay, and then I think it was like maybe a month or two after Keisha Cole and Boobie Gibson started throwing shade at each other through Instagram. That's when she was doing her dirt, and that's when he started doing his dirt because he found out. So that's what led the demise of their marriage, right? And then
So because I remember she was calling him out saying that he was doing dirt, but she did it first.
She did it first.
See, that's some bullshit that you always see. And I remember I asked Lola this. All right, I asked Lola this right around the first time we were dating. And Lola, let me get your opinion on it. Every time you ask a lady like why you and your dude broke up or what happened, what does she always say?
Oh, he cheated.
He cheated. He did this. He did that. He did this.
Mm-hmm.
You know how you want to stomp someone?
What?
Ask her, well, what did you do wrong? They will never come out and say it.
I said it.
Well, okay, after I brought that point up, but then you even did a test. And all of a sudden, the lady's like, what do you mean what I did wrong?
Yeah.
You did something wrong too. It's just not one-sided.
Exactly. Everybody.
Just like with Keisha Cole, because I remember the whole time she was going in on him. He's doing his dirt. He's doing that. He blah blah blah. And then I guess she believed in her song. I should have cheated on you. Remember that first hit?
Yep.
That was her first hit. But I guess I was the wrong guy because I don't think he did it first.
Yeah, well.
Well, in a sense, I'm not. If you look at the choice of women he did choose, I'm not too mad at him.
Who, Boobie or Future?
Future. You got Rihanna, Sierra, and Keisha Cole.
Have you seen his baby mamas?
Are they all fine too?
Maybe one of them.
Well, money talks. So
yeah, true.
Money talks.
True.
I found out that he is not born in the United States.
And he's an immigrant.
Wow. Wow. So much hate. I think he is from.
No, it wasn't even hate. It was just like, oh, okay, so all right. Trying to collect that child support. All you gotta do is just leave the country.
And that's the sad part.
It's true.
Yeah, that's the sad part. It's by the way, he was born in Haiti. But he's Haitian. But the sad part is you see all these girls out there, well, he's gonna get that child support. Is that what here's the crazy part, but is that where we leading to in America? To where, well shit, he cheated. Well, that's okay, you're gonna get paid, girl. What about the whole love? You had a child together, you was gonna be together. Now we're looking at love as a paycheck now. A child is a paycheck now. You know what I mean? So I love what Cat Williams said. Cat Williams said this on Twitter. He was like, Beyonce dated, got married, and had a child.
Of course.
Ladies, please pay attention.
Yeah, that's how it's the ideal of it. You date, you court, you get to know the person, you get to fall in love, you fight, you get engaged, you get married, enjoy your marriage, pop a kid out, pop two out.
Right, but when does it all of a sudden become? It's almost like everything's a business deal.
Well.
Everything's a business deal.
Look at Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Okay.
Well, because people are so scared to get into that because of the whole cheating thing.
Well,
even if the person has no history of it, they're still scared of it.
It's more of a commitment issue.
It's just
they
it's
can't.
Just so in the media.
It's such a norm. It's a norm.
Yeah, exactly.
It is a norm to do. I mean, everybody's done it at one point or another. At one point of their life, whether it's in the early stages, in the late stages of their relationship, everybody has done it. I have not met a woman this age that has not cheated on their significant other or vice versa.
Well, all I know is it kills me when you have these ladies out here, or just people in general. Well, she gonna try to get that child support and get paid. Like, damn, man. Like having a child now is almost as if, all right, I need to stay with you, or you're just gonna get a check. You know what I mean? But I don't. What made famous celebrity, especially in that scene, doesn't have a plethora of women around them. You know what I mean?
Oh, they gotta learn self-control. But I think they're so used to having a woman just throwing themselves at them that they can't control themselves. I mean, look at Robin Thicke, perfect example.
right?
Who else?
Me when I was in Japan, women were just throwing themselves at me. You don't believe me? I got my homeboy listening right now, and he's probably shaking his head like, "Yep, yep."
Is this when they confused you with Nick Cannon?
Oh wow.
Is
Really?
this Ivan putting him on the same level as Robin Thicke right now?
Well,
No,
he said
I mean,
it himself.
No, I mean, seriously. But when they throw themselves at you, and I was young too, and then my homeboy that's listening right now, it's all his fault. He made me the player. All right. So shouts out to Dave Sider right now because.
Wow.
No, it's my homeboy right now. But no, let's move on, man. Let's move on. But I had it like that. I mean, come on now. These good looks, man. This is hard work. All right. This is not an overnight thing.
It wasn't your hard work. It was your parents' hard work.
Go on, man. What else we got?
So yesterday while watching GGN with Snoop Dogg, we was watching Stevie J and Jocelyn Hernandez. Oh, this woman. Anyways,
she's ratchet.
Yes, she is. She is ratchet, ghetto, ratchet, fabulous.
Man, this chick. I mean, okay. First thing, the shit that she was talking about on there. Do you think that they have some kind of orgies or something like that?
Yes.
Because how she was like, oh, I mean, I gets him when he gets home and letting all the strippers on him and stuff like that.
Well, no, what she meant with that is, he can enjoy the strippers, he can touch, he can, obviously, because he was definitely touching. But, once they get home, she's going to put it down.
I can see that. I can see that.
And most likely, share one of the girls as well.
I don't know. But all I know is it seems as if, and then Stevie J came up with a point. Stevie J said he was out of the music game heavenly for 8 years. He needed love and hip-hop to bring him back. He needed love and hip-hop to bring him back. He needed it to make him relevant again. So it almost seems like he was begging to be relevant again. He did a song and shot a video with Snoop, and Snoop was all being cool with it. But you would think with all the royalties, he did big hits back then. So with Big and Puff and Eve and all those other cats. But it seems as if all those royalty checks were starting to run out. So he needed to do something quick. You know what I mean? I don't know. There's always another side to fame. You know what I mean? Not everyone has it like you think they do. I mean, how far behind on child support was he?
Over $1 million.
See, but how did they get like that? Because seriously, they I mean, money is rolling in at the times when they're on top or whatever.
Exactly.
But what happens? I mean,
they forget the fact that they will fall. They will never stay at the top. They're going to hit a patch, and they continue to live a lavish lifestyle with thinking that the royalties that are going to come in, it's still going to be the same thing. It's not.
See, but with producers, yeah, they get royalties, but they also get like a base sum for their work a lot of times.
So they're living out of their means.
Well, you have to understand, like what a lot of people living out their means is okay. It's prime example, and you've probably seen this too. After basic training, you went to AIT. Yeah. How many of these fools who never really had money in their life?
Yeah, no,
they'll go purchase an expensive car, paying $500 a month.
Yep.
And you're only bringing in $800 a month. Yeah. So it's like,
or they got zero at home.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So many times I remember this dude. He brought like a regular Ford Ranger truck. He was paying $632. And he was only in E1 on base.
Yeah.
You're going to just fork up all your money into this truck. I never had a car payment above $260. Never have, never will. You know what I mean?
I see even without the car payments and all of that, they go out and they just blow their entire check.
Yeah.
Just like, whole check.
I need this new laptop. I need this new whatever technology was out at that time. I gotta have this. I need a cell phone bill that I ain't gonna pay.
What's crazy is I remember this captain when I was stationed in Japan. This captain put himself in debt and was living check to check.
Why? Because he needed a new wife?
I don't know. I don't know. But as a captain, how much does a captain make, Dolo? Like active duty. I mean, a captain probably makes mid-60s.
I'll let you know.
Yeah.
And they make a good amount.
They make a good amount. You know what I mean? Mid 60s, upper 60s, and this dude was living check to check. So just like with Stevie J, you know, he needed that exposure from Snoop, and Snoop doesn't even have a big show. You know what I mean? Stevie J had to continue to act like that in order for him to stay relevant and end the show. And then by him marrying that chick.
By the way, that's almost like $4,000 a month they make.
Seriously?
Yeah, almost.
And you got these senior airmen making like damn near half that.
Yeah.
And they're living fine. Wow. But you know, just like with Stevie J and what's her name? Jocelyn. You know what I mean? It's their personality, but to be honest with you, they have to be like that at all times.
It's a way of life now. It's something that they have to keep portraying, and they forget that they may not always have that. She may have to go back to the pole. She may have to go back to, you know, being a madam, tricking out. I don't know, whatever she needs to do.
You know, that's a good question, man. I mean, if anybody listening right now, go to that show's Facebook page and just let us know, would you marry a stripper? You know what I mean?
Why though? Like, why would you marry a stripper?
Well, the question should be posed as, why would you marry a stripper?
Why would you marry a stripper? Okay, so go to facebook.com/WeAreThatShow. And are we ready for our first break, man? Can we get into our first music?
We are beyond our first break right now.
All right, let's go into that. You over there munching on Subway and stuff. You hungry, bro?
Yeah, I'm hungry.
Oh
Didn't you hear him do his little happy dance and singing?
Yeah.
I'm eating Subway. I'm eating Subway. He almost dropped it like it's hot too.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, he did. He was trying to make it clap.
Oh no.
You know, that's my style.
Oh my gosh,
Yep.
Don't bite his style, son. All right, man. Who we got coming up, man?
Well, we're gonna do some @DTF_music with their song Nintendo, and then after that we're gonna do some @KizzleXO with their song that's coming up.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
All right. Let's go ahead and get into that. Then we're going to jump into our topic because it's going to be a good one, man. So we'll be back.
I tell all my niggas this a motherfucking time. Married to the music, when you hear that bitch in mine. Every verse that hit you, niggas strip off every line. Niggas think they have a bitch, I'll make you change your mind. Fuck up pussy nigga, that's hate. Word, can't nobody stop my shine. Nah, niggas that take too long. Right, tell them real shit take time. Nigga, no new friends, no fans. Nigga, I ain't trying to change your life. Nigga, but all my niggas right here. Girl, we only need one night.
I got me some money, yeah. I got me some bitches, yeah. I be wildin' with my niggas, yeah. Ballin' with my niggas, yeah. Ballin' with my niggas, ballin' with my niggas. I be wildin' with my niggas, yeah. Ballin' with my niggas, yeah.
You ain't got shit on my team. Niggas be acting outside. Niggas be living your dream. Bitches be calling me God. Y'all hoes be calling me king. Niggas be thinking they good. Wait till I get in the game. I'm a nigga right here. So I ain't gotta be no thug. I ain't gotta spit no bread. But all these bitches show love. And every time I go out, I swear all my niggas show up. I swear all my verses so sick. I make all these niggas throw up.
I got me some money, yeah. I got me some bitches, yeah. I be wildin' with my niggas, yeah. Ballin' with my niggas, yeah. Ballin' with my niggas, ballin' with my niggas. I be wildin' with my niggas, yeah. Ballin' with my niggas, yeah.
Yeah, here we go. Hey, you know what it is? Exactly what you think it ain't. S-C-A-M-D-O, yeah, side future. Here we go. She think I'm awake, you got me hella bent. I'ma get the next girl I see for the hell of it. Cause I really give no fucks like I'm celibate. Excuse my language, but right now I'm on my element. Put two broken hearts together, girl, they're bound to fit. Unless you faking and acting just like it's counterfeit. This is sinking ship and I ain't going down with it. These mimosas, girl, and I ain't playing around with it. It's hard to face the fact that it's really a rap. So I drown my sorrows in a bottle of Jack. I keep telling myself, I don't watch your back. I'm feeling lost and I'm praying to God for the map. You put on a tough act, girl, it's gonna be hard to follow. The hero pride, girl, I damn near drown trying to swallow. You had my heart, girl, now it's empty, now it's hollow. You had my heart, girl, now it's empty, now it's hollow. So I take another puff of the endo. Why you playing games like an old school Nintendo? I don't know why I even try, girl. I ain't gonna lie, girl. You had my heart, but you threw it out the window. And into your mind every time that the wind blows. So I just get high. You wonder why, girl? I get high, girl.
You wonder why? You wonder why? You wonder why?
Laid out, feel like my heart is gone. I knew that it was over from the minute that your call was gone. I didn't cry, didn't hope that you come back tonight. Just went inside and started floating with the satellites. I always wondered when the day would come, but I just shoot my problems through the barrel of a smoking gun. I vaporized your vapor eyes, now they're locked inside with my safest lies like a landmine on my heart. I hope you're stepping right. I got myself, I ain't gonna worry about the rest tonight. Sometimes the worst times can bring the greatest lessons, Bob, but I just break my problems down, roll them up and smoke them right. I see you everywhere, phantom letters haunting me. I feel your touch and see your eyes, thinking that it's taunting me. But then I realize why you didn't make it long with me, cause everything that's wrong with you is everything that's wrong with me.
So I take another puff of the endo. Why you playing games like an old school Nintendo? I don't know why
I even try, girl. I ain't gonna lie, girl.
you had my heart, but you threw it out the window. And into your mind every time that the wind blows. So I just get high.
You wonder why, girl? I get high, girl.
You wonder why? You wonder why? You wonder why?
If you're wondering why, I'ma tell you.
Yeah. I don't know why I'm rolling up the switch, about to blow it like a missile until I'm about to fly. Like damn, man, I'm so high. See, you had my heart from the start, but now it's goodbye. Forever, forever. I write it like a letter. I'm prepared for the worst, but I'm ready for the better. I just hope it's coming soon in a life near me, cause the life that I picture is the one on TV. Hey, this is DT. After the hip, see, we call it like a ref. Girl, you must be deaf. I'm trying to express the feelings that I possess, but they kind of fill my chest. I gotta lay it to rest. I'm on the road to success. On the quest to be the best. My answer be fucking yes. I know when I never guess. My fears disappear just so we can reappear. So I'm here to get it clear. You bitches who see no tears, Sammy. So I take another puff of the endo. Why you playing games like an old school Nintendo? I don't know why
I even try, girl. I ain't gonna lie, girl.
you had my heart, but you threw it out the window. And into your mind every time that the wind blows. So I just get high.
You wonder why, girl? I get high, girl.
Dynamite, the producer. They say I changed, I just tell them I grew up. Life's too short to be at a standstill. You know, ain't nobody gonna look out for me like I'm gonna look out for me. It's a crazy world out there, you know. Shit, ain't nobody gonna face it for you. You know what I'm saying? I know you feel me.
Round and round this world I go. In this world I hold my own. Can't trust nobody, ain't nobody loyal. Except the ones who split down. It'll make you go crazy. It'll make you go crazy. It'll make you go crazy. It'll make you go crazy.
I'm getting crazy. Fuck if a nigga hate me, I do this shit till I'm fucking 80. Making hits like a nigga pay me. Motivation help a nigga greatly. I never let a woman play me. I never let a nigga break me. Go act pussy like a lady. Running and run, we be going in circles. Stick to the map, geometry might hurt you. Come from a town where a nigga might murk you. Blow on this green, now I'm smoking on purple. Talking on talk, got me feeling like turtles. Keeping the pace while I'm dodging these hurdles. Come with that Mac, I'm attacking your faction. I'm breaking your back cause your life need a curfew. I'm starving back for my meal ticket. Give me 10 and I will flip it. I am legend, no Will Smith. Charlie Sheen, cause I'm still winning. Life a game and I'm still in it. Walk with God, but I'm still sinning. Wise words from a real nigga.
Round and round this world I go. In this world I hold my own. Can't trust nobody, ain't nobody loyal. Except the ones who've been down. It'll make you go crazy. It'll make you go crazy. It'll make you go crazy. It'll make you go crazy.
I'm being dangerous. Ain't no motherfucking nigga taming us. We the brains fuck with the brains, but saying you're afraid of us. Man, gonna need a rope just to hang with us. Do you hear what I'm spraying new games and I'm playing and I'm friends with luck? And I hear what you saying, well I fuck this sweet girl that I like, well that was just Candy Crush. Nah, kinda smart for a nigga. Really never get to see a start for a nigga. Now I'm in college, getting this knowledge. That was just spots in my wicked life, got a few problems. Now I'm gon' solve whatever I start, I'ma finish like Kendrick Lamar. Whoever your topic, I'm trying to be the topic of interest. So ambitious, homie. You don't wanna see step one for a nigga. Everybody chasing the American dreams. Tell me they ain't left nothing for a nigga. Cops on the hunt for a nigga. Shops on the stunt on a nigga. Majority white cop. But they thought it was another dumbass nigga alive.
Round and round this world I go. In this world I hold my own. Can't trust nobody, ain't nobody loyal. Except the ones who've been down. It'll make you go crazy. It'll make you go crazy. It'll make you go crazy. It'll make you go crazy.
And we are back. We are back. What was that last song?
That was at ShawtyOD __ on Twitter. So ShawtyOD.
Nice.
With Go Crazy.
Nice.
I decided to throw that in there. So
yeah, throw that in the mix. And they did a nice little change up.
Yeah.
So, all right, everyone's been hearing, or everyone knows what's going on, not just in Ferguson, but it's traveling across the United States. And I guess people are fed up. They're fed up with the stereotyping. They're fed up. I mean, they're just fed up, period. Just in case if you don't know, last weekend was on Friday. Was it Friday? Saturday, the shooting.
On the 9th.
So on the 9th, apparently
Saturday.
two young black males were walking down the street. According to the witness testimony, or what the witness said to the media, that the cop told them to get off the road. They were like, look, we're only a minute from the house. The cop sped up in front of them, then backed up, almost hitting them. And they got into an altercation. And from what witnesses are saying, the cop grabbed Michael Brown, and it looked like they had a struggle. Okay, it looked like they had a struggle, and looked like Mike Brown was trying to pull away while the cop was trying to pull him in. Then shots fired from inside of the car. One of the guy that was with Michael Brown ran, hid behind a car. Michael Brown just started fleeing himself when he got away, and he got shot. So he jerked back, he turned around, put his hands up in the air. Cop gunned him down. All right. Now, what's crazy about this is if you listen to the audio from when he's calling the dispatcher, when he's calling it in, he never really mentions that
I just shot somebody.
That he shot somebody, nor does he calls for EMS to come through. All right. Now this breaks out. I mean, the people are mad. All right. They're protesting. Now, one of the ill-fated things that the town started to do, I don't know why why, especially in the black community, that they do this, is they will loot and riot in their own community. I never understood it. I never got it. They did that on Sunday. All right, that's the last time that happened. That's the last time that happened. Every day since then, they've been protesting peacefully, and the cops decided to attack the protesters with rubber bullets, tear gas, anything to dissemble, to disband the protesters every day. Now, what's crazy about
they
this?
even had a media blackout. They've been trying to do that.
Yeah, and then they try to stop the press. All right, so now you have a freedom of assembly. You're allowed to do that. All right, I don't care what anybody says. Oh, well, you need to have a permit for that. Come on, man. Come on. All right, freedom of assembly, and then freedom of the press. They try to block the press. In fact, they arrested some of the media, and then they had the media involved in the shooting of the rubber bullets and the tear gas. Now, what's crazy to me is you just went against the media. All right, that's the last group of people that you ever want to go against. And then you have this hacker group, Anonymous. Anonymous just went ham all week with this. All right, they went ham. They sat up there and released all the names of the cops. They even released the name of the cop that did the shooting.
Well, supposedly they haven't confirmed whether or not it was him.
And you've been keeping up with it. What else have Anonymous did?
Well, at the moment, yesterday afternoon they were able to organize all the protests that are going now in New York, in D.C., in Harvard, in New Orleans, in L.A., in Washington, and they were all done at the same time, obviously with a different time zone, so that way they could all be done together. And it was one of the most peaceful protests they had done. And I mean, you can give them a lot of credit because they were the ones that have, been extremely vocal on it with Operation Ferguson.
Right.
The moment of silence, 14 hashtag as well. And not only that, but they also brought down one of the city's neighbors from Ferguson police department website because they sent their own officers to assist with what was going on in Ferguson. Mm-hmm. And they brought that down too.
That's crazy. This is a group of people you don't want to piss off, but
no, you don't.
You know what I mean? And one thing I also do like what the protesters are doing. The protesters they're coming from all backgrounds. Even though Ferguson is a predominantly black community, you see other races there as well because they're fed up with it. Now, I've been hearing two sides of the story that blacks, we put this on each other because if blacks don't value other blacks, then why will cops value other blacks? But let's be honest here. Let's just be honest. I'm gonna be honest with people. There's people in general that don't value other people. Okay, when you want to sit there and look at, oh well, the main crime is with blacks and black on black crime. That's the main crime in America. And then they'll go and say, well, and the Hispanic community is the same way. Now let's look at these communities that this happens in. They're predominantly low-income neighborhoods. Okay, in the inner city. You still have a lot of crime that happens that probably doesn't get as reported in the white lower income communities. You don't really see too much of that. But let's look at the value. Okay, they automatically see a young black male as a threat. All right, not just with Mike Brown. All right, you had the guy up in New York City who got into a chokehold and died from the hands of an NYPD. You also had another unarmed male, Ezel, I believe, and I'm not sure what his last name is, but let me get into that.
I got your name. Hold on, give me 1 second.
LAPD gunned him down.
Ezel Ford.
Ezel Ford, and he was unarmed and he gunned down. So,
but see, they're stating that he has mental problems. So there's a lot of this information that we don't know, but it's the same thing with what happened in New Orleans. Right. Somebody else was shot in the head at a small traffic stop. What's going on? Seriously.
I think it's just like this right now. They must be pumping out some undertrained officers or something because they are scared and then they come out to a scene and they automatically react.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm definitely not gonna put this
I would
person in.
hate to think it's a race thing. I would
Right.
really hate it.
I
Like,
would really hate to say that too, but then remember the black woman getting beat up by the California
I do.
Highway Patrol,
Mhm.
getting punched, and there was other videos. And here's what you need to understand, people. It is completely legal for you to record a cop. Doesn't matter what they say, it is completely legal for you. There was another one in Michigan to where they charged the house trying to grab the person's phone because he recorded them. All right. It is completely legal. Know and understand your rights.
Yeah.
All right. So if to me, if a cop needs to grab your phone because you're recording or taking photos of what's going on, what are you scared of? What are you doing wrong?
Exactly.
All right. If you're doing everything by the book, supposedly, then you are not in the wrong. So
you see the New York case, it hits me. I mean, they all hit me personally, but the New York one hits me personally because that kind of happened to me when I was like 17 years old.
Okay.
I was in Starlight Park in Phoenix. I don't know if anybody knows where that is, but I was in Starlight Park and I was hanging out in a big group of people.
Right.
And we were pretty much just taggers, right? So
you was doing something illegally right there.
Yeah, yeah. but it wasn't. It was just an assembly of people in the park. You know what I mean? And I guess the neighbors must have called the cops. Like, all these people are in this neighborhood, and the cops came up to me. They came up to me because I was like, one, it's Arizona. I'm like the tallest person in Arizona.
Right.
Over 6 foot. It's like everybody else is small, but they came right up to me. I don't know why, but you know, I would hate to say that, you know, it's reasons for race, but they came right up to me and they started like, let me see your pockets, let me see your hands, let me see this, let me see that. And they came up. I wasn't doing anything crazy. I was just moving back. I was like, why are you coming up on me like this? And the park was surrounded. I mean, I was surrounded by cops. I was 17. I was scared, you know, guns everywhere. And one cop came up behind me and did that same thing. He put me in a chokehold, dropped me to the ground, and then a bunch of the cops just put their arms on me.
Wait,
and just,
what?
Yeah. Yeah, I was a victim of excessive force when I was 17 years old.
Please tell me that your parents pressed charges and something happened.
No, she did not. But I never got charged for anything.
Okay.
They took me in and they took pictures and they were trying to get me on something I didn't do. And they brought this guy in with a camera and he's like, I was circling around in the helicopter and I got your photo on the camera. Of course he wasn't showing me anything. He was just saying it. So I was like, no, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Well, they came up to me later and kind of said, hey, if you don't say anything, we won't say anything. And next thing I know, my mom is at the police department, picks me up and takes me back. I was just happy I wasn't arrested. I didn't understand at the time
what had happened.
Yeah, I really didn't get it. And maybe my mom didn't get the whole story. Maybe she doesn't even know the full extent of what happened. Yeah. Even what I just said, you know what I mean?
Right.
But everybody, they probably let me go for one fact, that the park had a bunch of people in it.
So there were way too many witnesses compared to what
too many witnesses.
they were trying to do.
Well, it's funny how, you know, all this transpired, because let's take it back to Trayvon Martin, you know, that situation. We even got the young teens in the same state in Florida who got shot over loud music. All right, and then what really bothered me was when the verdict came down, they got him on attempted murder, not murder, attempted murder. Even though, yeah, he's going to jail, but still, attempted murder. He got out of this car, went to the young black male that he had an altercation with, and shot him. And one thing I've been noticing lately, I'm not saying everybody of this Caucasian race does this, but no. But a habit that I have been seeing is they will say or do something and honest to God expect nothing to happen to them back. They don't expect any effects to happen. So when something happens to them, all of a sudden, I wasn't expecting that. No, what were you doing? I wasn't expecting that. You know, prime example, a friend of mine we went to a club in Vegas. I'm gonna get back on point with this, but we went to a club in Vegas, and you know, this guy steps on his shoes. Are we got a call coming in?
We got a call.
All right. you know, before I even get into it, but the guy steps on his shoes, and all of a sudden he gets into it with them. So and he pushes my friend. My friend hits him back, and all of a sudden he punches him. And that guy was like, I didn't expect for you to do that. So he ran and went to go get security. That's crazy. Oh, you know what I mean? So who I got on the line right now, man? What's going on? This is that show.
This is Justin.
Hey, what's going on, Justin, man?
Everything's going on, man. What's not going on?
Exactly, man. Exactly. Now, are you at the Day of Rage protest in LA right now?
Yes, I'm actually just leaving. It is just like dispersing. Everything's pretty much winding down.
Can you tell us how long you've been there and what was going on? What was the ambience? What was people talking about? What was it like? What could you feel in the air?
It was very peaceful. I got there sort of late. It started at 4. I got there around 6:30, but it was still, pretty heavy at that time. It was individuals there were talking amongst the group and amongst themselves about ways we can evoke change in each community, in each different community nationwide. Rather, there was one police officer there actually who was waving off other police officers that were like, they were pulling up, and he just was like waving them off like as if he got the situation, because the people kind of felt comfortable with that certain police officer, just because he didn't go into the situation with, the attitude of, aggression. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it was an overall peaceful. It was a protest, and then it was pretty much like a community meeting after the protest.
And one thing I do enjoy, or I do like what Anonymous did with this, they call it the Day of Rage, but they clearly state that we're not going to invoke violence. We don't want violence. We want to do something.
Well, the reason why they took down all those websites from Ferguson and the city, that sent out the additional police force was because they were themselves, starting and shooting and trying to do a media blackout. It's like, no, we all have a right to know that.
Well, here's the crazy part. A KKK will have their rallies.
And nobody will.
And are protected by the law enforcement.
Yep.
They Ferguson after Sunday. We're not going to count. Sunday. They did the looting. I do not condone what they did, the looting and rioting. But after Sunday, from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, even today, they had a peaceful assembly. Now, last time I checked, you had the rights and the freedoms.
Right.
Yeah, you have the constitutional rights to assemble in a peaceful protest. But it seemed like even in Ferguson, the police chief just lost control of the whole situation. I do not understand why tear gas was thrown out there. I do not understand why rubber bullets was out there. What did these people do wrong for you to take that course of action?
Here's the thing. I don't think he lost control. I think he was in perfect control of the situation, and that's what he wanted. You know what I mean? I think it's very important that we understand that the people who were looting on Sunday was a very small amount of people. A very small amount of people. Very small, especially in contrast to the amount of people who came out for the peaceful protest. You know what I mean?
Right.
These Ferguson has had one homicide in 2014. And you know who was the victim of that homicide? Mike Brown.
Wow.
One homicide in all of 2014.
That says a lot.
I'm sorry?
That says a lot.
It says a heck of a lot. And what's sad is that county, Ferguson, has a history of racial profiling, especially from the cops, a lot of abuses of power. It's just that it's kind of a catch-22, or it's kind of like a good and bad that we were able to hear about the Mike Brown situation, because there are a lot of situations like that happen, that go on, that the public has no knowledge of, or the media does not get a hold of. So the police officers there were obviously, like you said, invoking violence, and anger. You know what I mean? It's sad, man, and it's sad, and it seems to be targeted at people who have black skin or dark skin or brown skin. You know what I mean? it's sad, you know.
It's almost as if young black males or just black people in general, you are a target. For whatever reason, they need to find something against you. Okay, so I listened to the witnesses. I listened to them speak and give their side, and they all said the same thing. That's the crazy part. No one had a different story. Everyone said the same thing. Everyone sat there and said it looked like Mike was trying to pull away from the car. The cop was trying to pull him in. One shot fired from inside the car. He was running. He got shot. His body jerked back. He turned around. He put his hands up, and a cop gunned him down. Everyone had the same story. Okay.
And after he fell, then the cop shot him some more after he was on the ground.
Now, what's crazy to me is when the media starts getting involved with the trying to get the news out there, what's going on in the press, or what's going on in Ferguson. They try to block the media. Now you start to really think, let's go deeper. Let's go deeper than what we just saw. Just like what you said, that there's been a history with law enforcement and the people of Ferguson. What is it that they're trying to hide? There's more to it now. You know, this is what just happened. Opened Pandora's box. Okay, because why are you trying to block the media? Why are you arresting reporters too? You know what I mean? Because if you think about it, in this situation, why would you ever have the media your enemy? You know what I'm saying?
Because they knew they were doing things that if people found out, they would be, under some heavy scrutiny. You know what I mean? But that's nothing new, man. It's nothing new.
No, it's
cops
not.
Don't like when people videotape them because they feel like it takes away a little bit more of their power. You know what I mean? When really, if the police officers were actually doing their job and protecting us, then we wouldn't have a problem with them exercising their power because their power would be used to protect us.
Exactly.
We are paying them to protect us from people who would shoot us or or rob us or gun us down. We are literally paying them out of our paychecks every month or every 2 weeks or however long you get paid.
Mm-hmm.
We're paying them to protect us, and they're doing the opposite. And it's not an isolated incident.
Yep.
It's not black people's fault. It's not something that is new. This is.
Well, what angers me is when people come out there and this is what they say. All right, this is what they say. It was like, well, black folks do it all the time to each other. So why is this a bigger deal?
My God.
Look. This is what makes me mad about that. All right. The law enforcement, like you said, we pay for them. We pay for them. Law enforcement job. What is their motto?
To protect and to serve.
To protect and to serve. Now we have to protect ourselves from law enforcement. How crazy is that? How crazy is that? Justin, can you stick around, man? We got to go to a quick break, man, and we're gonna take a break. And we got a Justin Sky song. We can play for her.
We do.
All right, man. Look, man, just stick around, man. We're gonna go to a break real quick. We're gonna play some Justin Sky, and then we'll be right back because we gotta finish chopping this up.
Finna kill him. Yeah, I'm finna kill it, leave it at the graveyard. What did Miles say? Quiet dog, bite hard, my God. Pass me the toe tag, or the body bag, yeah, they finna get mad. Been working on these verses, serving up these words, and now it's time to hurt them. A murder in the murders, in the first degree. Let's see, wanna tangle with me? No, follow my lead when I'm killing these beats. Of course, it's laying in the street, John Wesley, deadly beats release. Okay, let's play a little game I call the slay. Released in March, but I'm a rain. You may bring flowers to the grave in May and June. The tune of the tune will say, here's a daily departed, let's part with this part of the harmony. Article said there was wrong to the rhythm, but the rhythm got hit by a car today. It left me in the corner, I left it in the coma. It's time to pull the plug while we at the graveyard. Well, it's kinda simple. Behind me, you feel the tombstones for instrumentals.
Yeah, I'm a killer, meet me at the graveyard. At the graveyard, meet me at the graveyard. Yeah, I'm a killer, meet me at the graveyard.
Far from it.
Yeah, I'm a killer, meet me at the graveyard. At the graveyard, meet me at the graveyard. Yeah, I'm a killer, meet me at the graveyard.
Far from it.
Assassin of past actions, basking in the casket. Before we took a drink, I poured some poison in its glass. It's toxic and it's savage. Homicidal plans with knife to the wrist. And my blunders, no bandage. These momentary lapses, got to meet the hitman. Victim of my trigger, split his wig, 6 stiff fans. And if he shows signs of life, it's a rifle or a knife. Pied Piper, I'ma lead him to his new grave site. Take flight, I'ma pilot him right, then drop him out the sky. Can't stand to see him cry, so I can stand to see him die. Leave him bleeding, conceiving in my team and rip seams on my pieces. Can't let him live, so I give him a malignant finish or the end of my pieces. And honestly, I'm not trying to be a witness of his leash, so I got my noose. If that don't work, he'll meet my guillotines. And that's the end of his story. Close the curtains, close casket. It's about to get gory at the graveyard.
At the graveyard, meet me at the graveyard. Yeah, I'm a killer, meet me at the graveyard.
Far from it.
Yeah, I'm a killer, meet me at the graveyard. At the graveyard, meet me at the graveyard. Yeah, I'm a killer, meet me at the graveyard.
Far from it.
It is unavoidable. It is your destiny.
I hope you feel me. I hope you feel me. Look, if you gotta kill it, go ahead. Cause some things in this life just gotta be dealt with.
Yeah, I'm a killer, meet me at the graveyard. At the graveyard, meet me at the graveyard. Yeah, I'm a killer, meet me at the graveyard.
Far from it.
Yeah, I'm a killer, meet me at the graveyard. At the graveyard, meet me at the graveyard. Yeah, I'm a killer, meet me at the graveyard.
Far from it.
Hello?
Would you like to share your military knowledge and experience with other service members and help them achieve their goals? Hey everybody, it's James from Vets On. You can do just that by becoming a military student enrollment advisor with the University of Phoenix at their Phoenix, Arizona campus. Military student enrollment advisors work with prospective students who have chosen to serve their country just like you. You'll be helping them enroll, choose a degree program, and guide them through their first class. To qualify for this great opportunity, you need a valid DD-214, military ID card from the National Guard or Reserves, a bachelor's degree, or 60 college credits. Military spouses are also eligible with current DoD ID card and a bachelor's degree. If you're looking for a great career while helping fellow military members, then we urge you to contact the University of Phoenix today. Apply now by going to jobs-apollo.com and enter the word Military Enrollment Advisor in the search bar. And don't forget to tell them that Vets On sent you.
Breaker, one man. How about that bandage? You got some ears on, son?
Have you ever wanted to be a truck driver? If so, pay attention. If not, pay attention anyway. Southwest Truck Driver Training offers everything you need to get started. You can get hired before you begin training. They've got GI Bill approved training facilities, day, night, or weekend programs to fit your busy schedule. And if you have any questions, no sweat. They've got veteran supportive campuses with veterans on staff to serve you. And on top of that, they have lifetime job placement assistance. Put the pedal to the metal. Call Southwest Truck Driver Training today.
Everyone's going to need an attorney at some point in their life. I'm no different. Hey everyone, it's James from Vets On. Whether it was my last will and testament before deployment or my ongoing custody battle for my children during my divorce, I needed help, so I lawyered up. If you need help, I urge you to contact Capstrom Law Firm. Capstrom Law Firm in Springfield, Missouri services clients throughout the state in criminal law, personal injury, and family law. With over 13 years practicing law, Tom Capstrom understands both law and court procedures and how stressful they can be. Let Tom Capstrom Law Firm and his dedicated staff take the stress and worry out of a difficult situation by calling him today. We feel so strong about the work that Tom and his staff are doing that he'll be a monthly guest on the show. Tom is a veteran and a listener, for God's sake, so you know the guy is solid and will fight for you. Give Tom a call today by calling 417-864-0552 or email Tom at capstromlaw.com. And don't forget to tell him that Vets On sent you.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertising. Hey everyone, it's Adam from Vets On. Are you or someone you know looking for employment? Then look no further than iVetX. iVetX is placing veterans with the right hiring companies. Join their mission in putting veterans in inspiring careers with ensured success. Access their national pipeline of military talent for companies. All veterans are pre-screened for 55 soft skill sets, 800 clarification types, education, experience, salary range, and so much more. iVetX can help you find the perfect job to veteran match. Your skills are based on what's needed for success in that job.
All right, we are back. Make sure you unmute Justin. Justin, you still with us?
Yes, I'm right here, man.
All right, man. So before we left off, obviously we're talking about the incident that happened in Ferguson over the week, but this is not an isolated incident. All right. Now I want to read to you what someone posted on our page. Now check this out. Jesse Pastor Key said, I have read that there was a time when police officers would actually walk the beat and get to know the neighborhood and the people that live there. The problem with police force these days is that they are becoming out of touch with the community. The first lesson the police should learn in training is how to communicate with the people they are sworn to protect. Instead of being reactive to a tense situation, police should be able to calm tensions through the right choice of words. Unless it's a crackhead with a gun, brute force should be the very last resort. We shouldn't have to fear the police. And by God, he is right.
Very right.
Extremely right. I mean, really, there's nothing else to say. I mean, it's sad. It's sad. It's sad. We look to the left of us, and we can't even walk down the street and be safe from, crazy citizens. We look to the right of us, the people who are paying to protect us. We can't be safe from them. It's a sad situation. It really is. And until we're tired enough to change it, then it's going to stay the same.
It is a bad situation right now because we can't, like you said, we can't even trust the people who we entrusted to protect us because we don't know what state of mind that they're in. We don't know what's driving them today. I mean, it could be anything could set them off. I mean, they could get into, an argument with their wife and they want to find the first people that they feel they need to take it out on. And unfortunately, young black males are the easy targets for these people. Just like the teen who got shot for having loud music, and the verdict was attempted murder. How do you get attempted murder out of that? He blatantly walked up and shot in the truck. He knew it was in there. How is that attempted murder? That was murder. Okay. You had the incident with Trayvon Martin. You got the incident with the New York cop chokeholding someone until he died. Sorry. You had Ezell Ford in L.A. unarmed. Okay. So
and Armand Bennett unarmed and shot.
Yeah, exactly. So what really comes down to is are these people not only trained correctly, to handle a situation, especially if someone's unarmed, but what type of people are they allowing in this? You know what I mean? And then it also started the whole hashtag craze. If I was gunned down. Have you been keeping up with that?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, it's. I read a post from someone that said, how about you stop posting pictures of yourself, hoodie showing up, drinking and smoking, and then you wouldn't have to worry about what picture they use if you were gunned down.
Somebody always say some dumb shit like that.
That's an insane logic. Last I heard, drinking was legal over the age of 21. Last I heard, you can wear. See, the thing is, we should be able to wear whatever we want as long as we're not harming anyone.
Right.
I don't gangbang, but if I wanted to sag my pants, I should be able to do so without someone saying, well, that is going to risk your life now. And I should be able to make that choice. The people who I'm paying to protect me, they should be able to protect me, whether I'm doing that or not. Now, that's probably a dumb choice to wear gang colors and walk down the street, you know what I'm saying, or in a gang neighborhood or whatever. But the thing is, we're not being targeted because we're gang members. We're not being targeted because we smoke. We're not being targeted because we drink. And I do neither of the three. We're being targeted because of the color of our skin. You know what I mean?
Right.
Mike Brown was not a gang member. Mike Brown was not doing anything illegal. But
He was supposed to
down
start
the
college
street,
Monday.
he
College.
was walking down the street. He wasn't, you know. It's you know, and people always try to put that on.
Well, I absolutely hate that. The one thing I hated is when Geraldo Rivera came out and said this. Yeah, I know. Geraldo came out. This when whole Trayvon Martin incident was going down. He was like, well, the young teen, or he wanted to say young blacks. So let's just be honest. I'm gonna keep it real. He wanted to say young blacks. You need to stop dressing like this if you want to not have people think that you are this way. Now, this is my huge issue with that. Who in the hell made a standard of this is the appropriate way to dress? Who made that standard?
It's part of the culture.
Yeah.
You can't control that.
Who made that standard? That's like growing up, and I have my cousins, and they'll have names like I have a cousin named Brian. I got a cousin named Montreal. And I remember these white kids in school. They were like, "Why do your parents name you guys like that?"
Why are you named Dixon?
Right. Why are you named Mason? Like, what made your name the standard?
Yeah, and why is it that all these piercings and tattoos are all crazy? It's just it's just so crazy. But when you go to other cultures, it's a normal thing to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? The problem is the standards have been set by white males in this country.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, older white males have set the standards in this country for what is appropriate business attire, for what is appropriate streetwear attire. And if you don't fall within their category, then, and even if you do, because here's the thing, a white boy walking down the street with a hoodie on, people assume he's a college, student or athlete.
Absolutely.
A black dude walking down the street with a hoodie on, people assume he's a gangbanger. Well, what's the difference? They're both wearing the same thing.
Right.
It's
right. And there's a post, and I'm going to post this post. I'm going to post it up, but it was basically stating if an incident like this happened, or let's just say it was the other way around. Let's just say that it was Mike Brown who shot the cop, okay? Or just any black person who shot the cop. What the pictures that they're going to post up, the pictures of him smoking, drinking, in urban attire. But when the Aurora, Colorado shooter, okay, before his mugshot, that's the only criminal photo that they show his mugshot. But if they're not showing his mugshot, they're showing him nicely dressed, look like a yearbook picture, like a senior yearbook picture. So it's kind of crazy. It's like, okay, for him, because all of a sudden he's mentally challenged, we're going to
portray him in a better light.
We're going to try to portray him in a better light. But even in Mike Brown, and Mike Brown was the victim, they were showing pictures of him being a young black teenager. Like he, in urban attire. That's the word they love to use.
Oh, he was throwing up peace signs.
He's throwing up peace signs, and those are gang signs.
Yeah.
I never thought peace signs were gang signs. I never thought that.
It's like a visual peace sign.
Yeah, like a visual peace sign, but those are the pictures that were showing up, and then after that article, the media had to take that down and put up better pictures. You know what I mean? Same thing happened with Trayvon Martin. They were showing these other pictures of him, and it didn't portray who he was. It wasn't until the family and the protesters to come out and say, no, this is who he was, and then they had to change it up. But we don't get that same. We don't get that same we don't get that same credibility. We never get that same credibility. You know what I mean? So it really gets to me. And here's the other thing. And one thing I do enjoy, and then tell me if you saw this out at the Day of Rage in LA. When I looked at Ferguson is a predominantly black town. But if you look at the protesters, you will catch people from different backgrounds, different colors protesting with them.
Mm-hmm.
Enough is enough. This is embarrassing for the country. And it shocked me that it took the governor on day 5 to sit up there and pull the Ferguson police, relieve them of their duties to put the state troopers in. Okay, day 5. Not after day 2, not after day 1, day 5. This kind of sounds like, I don't know, what's that incident I went through? Oh, Hurricane Katrina. Yeah. How long did it take for some kind of relief? But if that happened in Malibu, Oh, relief would have came 45 minutes later.
Just imagine, God forbid, just imagine it was a white girl that got shot and killed by the cops instead of Mike Brown. Just imagine for 1 second. Now after that, I ain't got nothing else to say. I have nothing else to say.
It would have been an uproar. It
would have been
land
it would have been a revolutionary war all over again.
Yeah. News cameras, helicopters would have been flying around all
nothing would have been censored.
Nothing would have been censored.
And it's true. It's such a double standard that
you know, you can tell who your real friends are. Like there's certain people after Trayvon Martin, there were certain people I had to cut off from my life. Period. Because there were certain people was like, well, he had his gun rights, and he had to use his rights to protect himself.
There is nothing Zimmerman did that was right.
Well, there was nothing.
No.
Why did you? And this
Why
goes.
did you get out the truck and follow the kid?
Exactly. This goes with my original point of these certain people honestly believe that they're allowed to do something. They're allowed to do any act towards you, but they do not expect a reaction.
I just feel it's a little black kid. Well, it'll be okay.
Right.
Because most of these cops get slapped on the wrist or get off anyway.
I mean, this guy's on paid administrative leave right now. How are you on paid administrative leave?
That's insane, bro.
Yeah. That's exactly what I'm saying.
How are you on paid administrative leave? Like, this is way too much. Way too much. So I wonder what.
I gotta run.
All right. Yes, absolutely, man.
You guys taking the time and letting me get on here with you guys and chop this up. I really do.
Not a problem, man. At any time you want to call in, man, definitely. And send me some more music, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, man.
Thank you.
All right.
All right. You're welcome.
All right. That was Justin Sky, people. All right. That was Justin Sky. So I think we should have another caller coming in. If you want to kind of contact that person.
I already did. We're just waiting to see if they'll be calling in or not. But
all right. So this person here is a cop. He wants to give.
He's gonna call in within the next few seconds. But yeah, he is a cop. He's not gonna disclose his name or anything. But he's gonna give us at least an insight as far as like what, as an officer, what is it that they see and what happens.
Right. So we got the caller on the line. What's going on?
What's up? You on that show?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, man? So you're gonna tell us a little bit of insight of your perspective. Am I correct?
That is correct.
All right. So tell me now, as a law enforcement, as a police officer, all right, your model is to protect and serve. But from this particular incident, what is your point of view?
Well, here's the thing. I'll try to be as rational as I can reference it, because I do understand the point of view of many of the witnesses, and at the same time, I do see my point of view as a former law enforcement, law enforcement also. Now, as my point of view, nobody knows exactly what happened between Brown and the officer. Sure, there's witnesses. But in this case, everything's being made a racial thing, and I believe that is not the correct way to actually understand it, to take it, because in reality, nobody knows exactly what happened except for the officer and him.
Well, no, hold on. I'm going to have to stop you and correct you, because there were two individuals, and the other witness was there when that happened.
In fact, there was four in total, and they all had the same story.
No, but one of them was right there.
One was with him.
With him, exactly.
So
we know what happened. What we want to know is, if you as an officer, if you was to be posed with something similar, it's like, what makes you feel that, instead of trying to digress the situation and trying to, just make everything be as peaceful as possible, is like, how do you think, or what is it that goes through the mentality of an officer that automatically makes someone to withdraw their weapon and shoot? I understand that there's a protocol of, hey, I have to tell you, stop and don't run, or I'm gonna shoot. But like, what is it that would make you think that this person, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna shoot? Even after he already shot them, he's down on the ground. I'm going to shoot again.
He shot him, and his hands was in the air. You have countless witnesses say he stopped, hands was in the air. He gunned him down anyway, and then he continued. Now, where in the rules of engagement is an officer allowed to do that?
Well, like I said, I'm going to go rationally here. I'm not on the police side. I'm not on the witness side or anything like that. I'm not on the side with the black community nor with the white community, especially since I'm not either or. Going back to my training, if I'm in the struggle according to the police report, if I'm in the struggle and the person is automatically going for my gun, what intent is that coming up with? He has the intent to shoot me with my own gun. Now, he's not going to take it out and be like, oh, hold on, let me place it on the side because I don't want nobody to get hurt. No, that's not his intent. His intent is to kill me. So as a police officer, if I'm going to, the training that we provide, obviously, depending on the situation again, because I'm not just going to draw my gun after the altercation and shoot him, no. If somehow still during the altercation I draw my gun and he's still going for it, I have nothing else but to protect my life.
Right, you know? but what now, at what point do you have to still protect your life if the person is at least 35 feet away, hands in the air?
Right, that's what I'm saying. That okay, I don't know I'm not following the case at all because honestly, like I said, I'm trying to pick up sites pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's what happened. That's what's being told. Because in reality, a lot of witnesses can play, oh, let's help this guy out, just so that he won't get in trouble. I've been there. I know I've had reports to where I have people in the party and they know he did this, we know that we did this, but they're going to still take his side in order for him not to get in trouble or to justify whatever he did wrong.
Well, let me ask you this.
Things what I've seen, especially in this situation, when it becomes already racial profiling, which a lot of people do tell that the cops do a lot of racial profiling. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I try to stay away from that.
Well, let me ask you this then. Because if you listen to that phone call when he called dispatch, okay, he never mentions that he fired off his weapon, nor did he try to call EMS.
Not only that, but the person on the dispatcher had to hear about it when witnesses called in, and then it was on TV.
Yeah.
So well, I didn't hear the call. So
that was the call. The call he never mentioned that he withdrew his weapon. I mean, he never mentioned that he drew his weapon out. He never mentioned that he shot. He never mentioned that it was EMS. Now let's look at the past history. The past history is the town of Ferguson. The town of Ferguson, which is predominantly black, have been dealing with police oppression for quite some time now. Now here's the other crazy part. We're in the month of August. Do you know the town of Ferguson only had one homicide? And that homicide had to do with the 18-year-old teenager, Mike Brown.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, thanks for calling in and at least letting us know that there are some protocols, there are some things that you guys as officers are supposed to do, and I definitely see his point. If somebody's gonna try, if I was a cop, if somebody's gonna try and retweet,
that's understandable.
Yeah,
that's understandable.
But what obviously the problem that everybody is having is the fact that he ran away, put his hands up, and he still got shot.
And then at the same time, when you had a peaceful assembly, when you had a peaceful assembly, you had the law enforcement go violent not only against the protesters, but also against the media. Now, that's crazy.
Here's the thing with that. I understand the whole freedom of speech, the whole media, the freedom, the rights that they have. Now, I've been in cases where, like big murder scene or whatever, where we put up our crime scene. In this case, maybe there wasn't crime scene. I don't know what they were doing or anything like that, because I'm not following it. But if the media is told, for example, not to do this, not to do that, or not to come into the crime scene or whatever they did. Because obviously, I believe if they did something to get arrested or to whatever their circumstances
But it's not a
something.
crime scene though. This is already a protest.
Yeah, this is a protest. You're not ruining any evidence.
They're not ruining any evidence or nothing. How?
Okay, like I said, they might have done something in order to get into that point.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing, because if the police officer is giving them an order, they have to follow that order. Unfortunately, regardless if they like it or not, I do understand the right. But once like they go, you know what, you're already trespassing or you're committing this crime, then us as the police officers, we have to enforce the law.
I completely understand.
Like I said, I don't know what the media did or not, but I mean, something obviously was done in order for those particular media people to get arrested.
Right.
Now, the whole protesting, I mean, sometimes it is a peaceful protest. What I've seen also in media, I mean, they're looting.
That was only one day though. They only looted on Sunday. From Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, even today, even the media had to come out and say they had a peaceful protest, but they all got attacked. So, but look, we're going to go ahead and let you go, man, because we got to wrap up the show though. But thank you for calling in. All right.
All right, you guys have a good day.
All right, you too, man.
All right, bye.
So. Now, and again, I want people to understand the looting and the rioting only happened one day, and just like what Justice said, it was only a small group of people.
Yeah.
All right, it was only a small group.
But it's always that small group of people that ruin it for everybody.
For me, I would go with that, and I know police officers have a job, and I understand, but they react way overboard.
Oh, yeah.
And I wouldn't even be saying this if I wasn't involved in something like this. It was overboard. Mm-hmm. You don't need to choke someone out. You don't need to shoot someone that's not really doing anything. I mean, it's one thing if, somebody is reaching for a gun, grabbing it, and then you got to protect your life. But come on.
Well, here's the thing. How many for the New York City man who had to chokehold, okay? Who got chokehold to death. How many officers did you have around him?
He had 2 at that time.
And he kept saying, I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
I mean, there was others in the area.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, reaction. I mean, people are not just gonna be like, okay, take me in. It's okay.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Especially if they know they didn't do anything wrong. Like for prime example, when I got stopped by the police officers last week, I even had to tell Anna this because I've been through this before, and I'm like, I had to tell Anna at the end, stop talking.
Yeah.
She just I'm gonna talk. But to me, I'm like, no, don't say anything. Very quiet, very still. Don't do anything. I don't even move. One thing I learned is don't react.
You learn that as a black male or a black female.
Right.
Well, black females can be mouthy,
I know.
but I'm
honestly,
just saying,
don't
learn
react.
that.
Don't react. I mean, sometimes you put your hands. I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing. You know what? To be honest with you, it's almost like at times when a situation happens like that, just shut up.
Look, I got pulled over when I was like 15. First time, or 16. First time I ever got pulled over. First time. It was at night. It was after whatever the curfew is or whatever. But I just got pulled over. I wasn't doing anything wrong.
Right.
At that time I was following all the traffic.
Right.
And he's like, he pulled me over. He's like, oh, you signaled too quick. I was like,
what?
He's like, he pulled out some number, and at that time I was scared of police. I'm not gonna lie,
right.
Just because I know how to police react,
right.
In the neighborhoods I grew up in,
right.
They come in and they harass a lot of people.
Exactly.
Don't want to believe it, but it's true. But anyways, I got pulled over. I was shaking.
Right.
I was shaking so much. I pulled out my wallet and my cards went all over the floorboard.
Right.
He's like, hey, if you keep acting like that, I'm gonna pull you out the car. I'm like, but I'm scared. I've never been pulled over, and already what I know about being pulled over by the cops, you know, like
it's crazy because it's almost like they feed off of that, all right? Because
they see that they say the moment that somebody starts acting nervous or shaky, they have something to hide. 9 times out of 10,
all the
somebody
time.
is just
I didn't have
right. And the thing is, it's almost as if people feed off of fear. Okay, that's why you have people being bullied. If they know that they can bully you, if they know that they can torment you, they're going to continue to do it.
Yep.
You have to be the one to sit up there and say, no, stop.
Yep.
All right. But I know for myself growing up, I remember my dad used to tell me, my mom used to tell me all the time, you get to pull over by the cop, you just sit still, don't say anything. And whatever they say, whatever you want to do, you ask for permission. It was like, don't give them any reason whatsoever. And it's so sad that I have to be like that, but I could be next to someone else, a different race. They don't have to go through that.
Hey, and that's why I always say, must be nice to be white.
Right.
Because, no, seriously.
No, well,
because
they can get away with a
they
lot of
can
things.
literally, like say, take something as simple as taking a road trip.
Right.
They can take a road trip, stop wherever they want. Well, there's some areas that they can't always stop. But what I'm saying is, they don't have to worry about. They don't think about when they walk into like a bar or something. You know what I mean? Like when I walk into a bar, I'm like, I scope the scene to see if there's anybody else dark, at least dark as me. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Here's the thing. Like for me, myself. All right. I remember one time I got pulled over. I got my hands on the steering wheel, and I'm all I did was just looking up. Yes, sir. What did I do? Okay. And then it was like, license and registration. I remember saying this, and I think I was like 23 at this time. I was like, my registration is in my glove box. May I go in there and get it? And he looked at me like, yeah, it's fine. So I mean, I went everything that I did. I had, but it's. I'm not saying everyone should do that, but that's just how I am.
Well, that has a lot to do because of what happened with back in the 60s, back when you guys were barely getting all those rights and all those liberties and everything. You got to remember, all of this stems and everything that your parents told you, if you get pulled over, hands on the wheel, yes sir, no sir, do not act sketchy, because of that same fear that's been ingrained in them for so long that still hasn't changed.
It still happens. It still happens to this day. So for myself, like I said, like even last week, I just sat down. They were very quick, very quick, very short. I mean, he wanted to even have a small talk, but I'm like, hey, why are you having small talk with me? You're going to tow my car anyway, so let's not have small talk, okay? There's nothing good coming out of this. B, most importantly, I don't want to say anything that's going to let them look into me more. That's why just don't talk. Just don't talk. And this is a public service announcement out there.
Oh, by the way, just to let y'all know, there is another media blackout in the New York Day of Rage right now.
What do you mean? Another wait, what?
Yeah, there is media blackout as arrests are going down right now for the protest it's in New York. Now,
is this peaceful?
Yes.
There was no violence from the protesters.
So far, no.
This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Yeah. I mean, come on now. I don't care if you want to disagree. If you want to disagree, open your eyes up.
But I'm happy at the type of activism we're doing right now on this. Because we're taking it to social media, and I'm like, that's amazing to me.
Right.
Like with the if they gun me down thing that was happening.
Right.
I mean, some people took it as a joke. But there's a lot of serious people.
Did you see the fact that a lot of the people that were doing this, 70% of them were all military members?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. A lot of them
were military.
A lot of them were showing pictures of
them
before
with
the
the
military.
Oh yeah, I did see a lot of military afters.
Yeah, you see.
Exactly.
So it's almost as if like, okay, so this was me before, but this is me now.
It's not even me before. This is me at home. And this is me at my 9 to 5. There's a complete difference.
So what we're saying is, if I'm ever out and something happens to me, I should have cleared my Facebook pictures up and put the one of me in a suit and tie.
Basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Basically.
So make sure you have a profile picture of you in a suit and tie.
Every time you leave the house, delete all your pictures and keep that one decent picture up. Once you come back, you can add all the pictures. You know what I mean? That's basically what it is. But it bothers me when people sit up there and say, "Oh, you guys are trying to play the race card." Let's look at the incidents that just happened. Okay. Again,
I can't stand. I
know New York. The guy that got chokehold and died in New York. The black woman who got punched on the side of the road from a highway patrol. Ezel Ford in L.A. unarmed.
Chad Holly a couple years ago.
Chad Holly
stopped by the police on camera.
Stopped by the police on camera.
And guess what? The cop got acquitted.
So Michael Brown and Ferguson.
Yep.
The incident just happened in New Orleans. In New Orleans.
That's him, Armand Benet.
And what I'm saying is, look at the trend. Do not, you know what? Once if you're whatever, white, Mexican, Asian, or whatever, if this was an ongoing thing for your kind of people, you would say the race card too. You would say the race card too. All right. Look at the trend. All right. Look at the trend for the fact that they portray us in a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna look at us in a certain way. How they act towards us in their actions is gonna be a certain way. Now, just think about it. If Mike Brown and his friend were a couple of Abercrombie and Fitch kids walking down the street, would the cop have stopped?
No, the cop would have kept going. I've only seen, this is true. I've only seen a cop backpedal or back up the police car in a rush when all minorities are in a group.
There you go.
Every time.
You know what's
Every
funny?
time.
I worked with a guy. He was a former police officer in Phoenix. All right. He sat up there and was honest with me. He was like, I'm going to be honest with you. We're almost told that if we see 3 or more blacks or Hispanics in one car, we're going to try to find a reason to stop them. That's what he told me.
License plate light.
License plate light. Yeah, license plate light.
Because I got pulled over on one of those and my license plate light wasn't even out. So
right, and they're going to try to find any way to pull you over. All right, and then he was like, because honestly, 65% of the time we'll find something. It could be like a little warrant, but they'll find something. That little warrant was you didn't pay a parking ticket back then.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it's like, all right, we got other things to worry about here, but you want to worry about Jose, Manuel, and Carlos, or Tyrone, Darnell, and Jay Sean in a car. That's what you want to worry about. You want to worry about them, but if you see Mason, Tyler, Charlie, and Billy all in the back seat of a truck.
But you forget sometimes also it's such a double
You don't do
standard
nothing.
because Mason, Dixie, Willie, and all of them could be the most thug life people out there.
Do you know what's crazy? It was
It's true.
You know what's crazy? It was a
Mason
girl.
Mace.
It was a girl I
Yeah.
dated. It was a girl I dated. She was from South Dakota. All right.
Ooh,
So
psycho.
you had a lot of blacks from Chicago and Omaha. They familiar with this Sioux Falls of South Dakota.
Yeah.
What they would do to transport their stuff, they would get the white girls to do it for them, because you're not going to look at you're not going to think twice at a white girl.
Mm-hmm.
And they were doing it for years. All right. So please, if you want to say people are quick to pull the race card, yeah, we're not quick. We're not just saying it because we want to have something. No, we're saying this because this is the honest truth.
If you feel that way, just hit us up on our Facebook.
Right.
Hit us up on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Hit us up on YouTube or wherever.
Right.
And we will explain why.
Right. And not only that, the people who are quick to say, well, they're quick to bring up the race card, then do this one favor for me. Do this one favor. Hang out with a group of blacks. All right, because a lot of times the people who say that, they really don't hang out with a big group of black friends.
Or don't have.
They don't have, or they'll have the one or two, and that one or two will hang out with a majority of of that one group. But be the only one, be the minority of a group, and you be the one that's the only white guy.
Now, something that we also need to talk about and touch, and maybe we should do this for next week's topics,
Right.
is the whole situation that's happening in Little Chirac.
Yeah.
Chicago. We have to. Why? Because just as how many people have brought up, the violence again from black and all that. Fine. Okay. We haven't addressed it. Let's address it. Why is it happening? But why hasn't there anything been done to put a stop to it?
Let's go ahead and do that, because I definitely want to go in on NAACP, Al Sharpton, Reverend Jesse Jackson, for the simple fact that they only show up when it's an interracial crime.
Yeah, and
But
I
when
love
it's
the
black
fact
on black,
it gets massive media.
They ain't
love the
nowhere
fact
around.
that Gilbert Arena called his ass out, because it is so true.
All right.
It is so true.
That's gonna be our topic for next week, but we do need to wrap this up, man. Lola, any final thoughts?
Man, people just open up your eyes. There's a lot of things that are going on. If you guys follow us on Twitter, we are that show. I have followed a lot of the anonymous. Stop it, Lola. Shoot. A lot of the group Anonymous, I follow them a lot because I can get my news from them a lot more accurately than I do from a TV broadcast. But a lot of this if not because I'm a conspiracy theorist or anything like that, but a lot of this is also ushering in a state of military police and a state of martial law. And if you guys really think about it and you start looking at things and really do your research on it, it's only just the beginning. Don't give people a reason. Don't just be legal in every way, shape, or form, please.
Right. Absolutely. Dolo, any final thoughts?
You know, I don't really have anything, but except, you know, cops, get personable with your people.
Yes.
Like, I know you might think that some of you guys have a badge and you guys, you know, can do whatever you want, but seriously, like, get to know the communities that you guys are in and patrolling. Like, you want to have a good face for these people.
Right.
We don't want to be scared of you.
Yes, nobody wants to be scared when they see a cop rolling through. Like, they want to be comfortable.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you're doing something wrong, you're doing something wrong, and you should be dealt with. But if you're not, why are you scared of the police? And it's like that across the nation.
Exactly.
So that's really all I got. I'm gonna end with a song, some more Shorty OD.
All right,
song Spotlight. So.
All right, let's go ahead and do that, man. And you know, I pretty much had everything I needed to say. So we're gonna go ahead and continue. Be on a lookout. I have an article about this. One of us gonna write an article about that. I think I'm gonna do an article about this. And you know, if you have anything that you want to say, if you feel that we hit a point for you, or you feel indifferent on what we said, please hit us up on either Twitter. Our Twitter handle is at We Are That Show. Same thing for our Facebook, facebook.com/We Are That Show. And I mean, just hit us up and let us know, man. We want to hear your opinions too. So definitely hit us up, and we're going to be here every Thursday live at 8 p.m. from IVETX Studios, brought to you by Vets on Media. This is That Show, and we're going to see you next week. Y'all take care.
Looking for you. Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been reaching out for you. If you're asking, do I love you? I do. I've been looking for you. I've been looking for you. In this life, I need you. I alone, I can't let you go. No, it's like a flower. It'll die if you don't nurture it, and baby, how can I forget ours? But lady, we don't get to spend, cause I'm always out and never in. We could have been the best of friends, baby, let's just make pretend that we were lovers and we cared about each other, and we didn't give a damn about the other. So, what do you say? This would be a great opportunity for you and me. Way before you leave, cause I need you. Where have you been? I've been reaching out for you. If you're asking, do I love you? I do. I've been looking for you. I've been looking for you. In this life, I need you. I alone, I can't let you go. No, 3 or 4 too many got me tripping. Wait a minute, I've been listening to love song, guess I'm all up in my feelings. Can you tell me one more time why you leave? I admit that I messed up, but baby, please don't go. Why I said what I said, I don't know. I don't know what love is, but I want more. And I'll do what it takes to keep you around. I'ma hold you down. Cause it feels good to know that you care about me. And it feels good to know that you're here for me. To know that I got you. So glad that I found you. You're all I need. And baby, it's all true. Yeah. I've been reaching out for you. If you're asking, do I love you? I do. I've been looking for you. I've been looking for you. In this life, I need you. In my life, I can't let you go. No, I've been reaching out for you. If you're asking, do I love you? I do. I've been looking for you. I've been looking for you. In this life, I need